almost didn't need to drink coffee. I was so caffeinated.
You don't. You both don't run together.
Yeah, all three of them.
Well, is it that bachelor hurt thing, just like
I don't care who. You knew somebody's juicing. That's fine with me if you want it.
yeah.
But to see three bulls this time of year, they were hard
They
on too.
they were.
They were
Yeah.
hard. They
Oh
were
yeah,
hard on
the
hard.
bachelor herds are always tough.
Yeah, they were like shedding or whatever going on.
Oh, they were still
It
hanging
was
on.
hanging off it. It was
Oh,
pretty
bloody.
gross.
Same thing up here. They were busy with the Black Hawk. They were Black Hawks or
Was it Apaches?
Apaches.
Yeah.
Apaches.
Okay, I'm gonna write
I
that
saw
down.
four of them the other day. I think
Thanks, Gail.
Air National Guard getting hours in or
Active duty person.
active duty persons that are training.
Training. Yeah. They've been very noisy up there.
Hey, the other day, last time I was fishing up above Mount Candy, that's active.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with
You better hustle. What's that?
Did you hear the barbecue festival got canceled? What the heck? Yeah, I texted her. I said, what happened? I'll see if she responds. I don't know. What country is he in?
You know, I'm not sure which country's in at this point. There were several of them.
Because his in-laws are in the UK, right? Yeah. Nice. I've never been abroad, so I think that would be really cool to see all this stuff. He brought me a postcard last time. I hope he brings me, like, I don't know, a marble statue from Italy or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'll harass him. I'll tell him too. All right, I think we're getting ready to start, so I'm going to put the phone down and put you on the microphone, okay? All right.
I'd like to call the meeting of the Florence City Council to order, Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten. Here. Counselor Stiefel.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor Gardner.
Here.
Counselor Stone.
Here.
Counselor McKinnon.
Here.
Mayor Wolf.
Here. Item 3A, presentations. National Suicide Prevention Month, September 2024 proclamation. I'd like to read this. Whereas Florence is home to more than 3,800 people, a place of destination for thousands of visitors annually, and the site of a federal prison complex, and whereas the Fremont County coroner reported 25 suicides were investigated in 2023, 3 of which were offenders in the state or federal prison, and whereas 90% of those who died by suicide had diagnosable mental health conditions at the time of their death, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And whereas in 2022, suicide was Colorado's 8th leading cause of death and the 2nd leading cause of death for ages 10 to 44. And whereas on average there are 132 suicides per day in the United States, and whereas 54% of Americans have been affected by suicide in some way. Now therefore be it resolved by Florence Mayor Steve Wolf that September 2024 is hereby designated as National Suicide Prevention Month. The Mayor and the Florence City Council do urge all people of Florence to become educated on suicide prevention awareness and support those affected by suicide during this month and throughout the year. In witness whereof I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of City of Florence to be affixed this 3rd day of September 2024. Okay. All right, thank you. And I know it says 54, I think 54% of people have been affected by somebody with this issue. And, it's a tough one when it always happens. And so please be aware, and if anything comes to your attention, act on it. Okay. Item 3B, presentations on the street needs assessment conducted by Three Rocks Engineering. City Manager.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
As part of the 2024 budget process, the City of Florence City Council selected a street needs assessment, Project PW 2023-06, as one of the capital improvement plan projects to be conducted in 2024. Per the associated CIP project sheet, the streets within the City of Florence need to be put on a regular preventative maintenance program in order to improve efficiency of repairs and reduce overall long-term maintenance cost. The first step in developing a preventative maintenance program or pavement management program is to conduct a street needs assessment. This assessment requires specialized equipment and will need to be conducted by an outside contractor. The city released a request for proposals for the street needs assessment. The RFP information was published on the City of Florence website on January 8th, 2024, and in the city's official newspaper, the Canyon City Daily Record, on January 12th, 2024. The city received one bid for the project. At the March 18th, 2024 Florence City Council meeting, the council voted to enter into contract with Three Rocks Engineering to perform the street needs assessment. The assessment was initially completed in late June and since then has undergone extensive review and explanations with Three Rocks. It is important to note that the benefit of having an outside contractor perform the street needs assessment extends beyond the need for specialized equipment. An outside contractor also allows for holistic review of the entirety of the City of Florence's street network without the unintentional bias that may come from living on a particular street, driving on particular streets repeatedly, or any other form of disproportionate exposure to particular streets or segments of streets. This study was conducted by a professional engineering firm and has been stamped by a professional engineer. Staff had the opportunity to ask clarifying questions with regard to several streets and areas, allowing Three Rocks to provide explanations and or to reaffirm the status of some streets by going out and assessing them a second time. That being said, the purpose of this presentation is to provide information about the study, including how the study is intended to be reviewed and interpreted in advance of a future vote to consider acceptance of the study and inclusion of study findings in the 2025 Capital Improvement Program. The purpose of this presentation is not to debate the merits of the condition of any given street as reported by Three Rocks. Three Rocks has provided the following condition definitions for each main category of condition, poor, fair, and good, to aid readers in better understanding how streets were categorized as part of the survey. These definitions are included in the narrative portion of the street assessment provided by Three Rocks. Poor. The presence of alligator cracking, which covers a large section of road or runs the entire width, usually with multiple potholes and missing asphalt chunks, where the structural integrity of the pavement is compromised and beyond mill and overlay rehabilitation. And we had pictures, but we're having some technical difficulties. So, fair is distress noted beyond block cracking, including longitudinal, transverse, and alligator cracking, depressions, patching, edge cracking, potholes, or other types of more serious distress. Asphalt that looks weathered and doesn't have a consistent finish when rated as fair. The noted distresses have not propagated along the entire length or width of the road segment and are still only localized. Like in this picture, you can see some localized damage, but it's not along the entire length or width of the road. The fair category is further broken into two conditions, fair good and fair poor, to help the council to prioritize roads in fair condition. While still meeting the criteria for fair designation, fair good is in better condition than fair poor. Note that the aerial exhibits included in the assessment were not updated to have the fair designation labels changed to fair good or fair poor, and the table should be referred to for condition breakdown. Good condition is no cracking or block cracking only, no patching, and a consistent look and texture. Approximately 65% of the City of Florence's streets fall into the fair category, with the remaining 35% of streets being relatively evenly distributed between poor and good, or approximately 17.5% each. It is important to note that, as alluded to in the condition descriptions, the purpose of the study is to identify structural integrity issues with the city's road infrastructure, which may be mutually exclusive of surface or cosmetic issues with city streets. This reiterates the importance of utilizing an engineering firm to complete this work. While surface damage to roads such as potholes and minor cracking is easily recognizable by most people and may, in certain cases, even create a greater daily annoyance than underlying structural issues on the road, the report is designed to help the city to prioritize structural issues and deficiencies that are anticipated to need attention in the near future. Attention beyond filling in potholes, chip sealing, or even mill and overlay in some cases. Successfully allocating the large amount of appropriate resources required for correction of structural issues requires significant financial and other planning, and this planning begins with obtaining an unbiased professional opinion such as that included in this report. This is not designed to limit the city's attention to potholes or other quick fix issues, but to ensure we are not spending large sums of money putting Band-Aids on minor problems or correcting medium priority problems while higher priority issues are not addressed and continue escalating in severity and subsequent cost. That being said, I would like to draw your attention to 2 overall maps not included in the original assessment completed by Three Rocks, but wholly based off the data from the aerials in the original assessment. This map shows a breakdown by areas for the city by sections A through E to help better identify where individual streets and their corresponding project sheet may be located. It should be noted that there was considerable overlap between the sheets, but the way the overlap occurred was inconsistent. While the original intention was to outline each sheet on the overall map, this was busy to the point of being unreadable. While this solution does require the reviewer to, unfortunately, potentially look through multiple pages to find the sheet they are looking for, it should still reduce the number of sheets to be reviewed in such a search. The map also gives a breakdown with the overlay of all conditions and is intended to provide help to better identify larger pockets of road condition. Go ahead to the next one as well. This slide provides an example of one of the aerials that were created by staff utilizing the exact same information created in the street needs assessment from Three Rocks, but designed to be better, easier to read and review using the following changes. All aerial photos are identical to those utilized by Three Rocks. They have simply been recolored to monochromatic and slightly faded in order to reduce the busyness of the background so that pertinent information stands out more. The condition notations have been removed and replaced by colored lines. The color key is included in each photo to help more easily delineate where each condition begins and ends, and making it easier for the reviewer to differentiate between conditions. Please note, fair, poor, and fair good are all shown as fair also on these easy-to-review versions, as the application of fair, poor, and fair good notations was inconsistent across all aerials. Street names have been added and bolded for major streets in order to improve visibility and help to better identify locations. The data contained in the study will be utilized to create items for the 2025 Capital Improvement Plan for Council's consideration as part of the budget process. It's anticipated that all streets identified as high priority will have an associated project sheet created, even though it is not financially feasible for the city to complete all high priority repairs in a single fiscal year. Beyond the 2025 CIP, staff will utilize this information to develop an overall road maintenance plan that takes the data into account and utilizes the rankings to help to prioritize repairs as a supplement to the CIP. This will, again, help to bolster the budgeting process for street repairs and help to remove bias from the decision-making process. The Council will consider the acceptance of the assessment as part of the September 16, 2024 regular City Council agenda. It should be noted there are some remaining clerical errors included in the study that staff is working through with Three Rocks and will have corrected prior to the Council meeting. For anyone looking for more information or interested in viewing the assessment for themselves, the official assessment from Three Rocks with the PE stamp will be posted on the city's website later this week. The easy-to-review version of the report, including a condition chart sorted by condition, will be posted as well. As stated previously, this version of the report was created utilizing the information provided by Three Rocks and is intended solely to better ensure accessibility to the data for all reviewers. Any questions can be emailed to me so that I can work with appropriate staff to ensure they're answered completely.
Council, do we have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just thought it was a lot of work, a lot of information, and I can't wait to see how we get to put a timeline together and get it going, because this was something that we've needed to do for years and years and years, and it's finally a plan, a good plan. So thank you.
And thank you to the council for approving it so that we can put that together. I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Will we have a chance during like one of our budget workshops to incorporate this a little bit?
Yes, so this year what our plan is, because we won't be able to do the entire maintenance plan before the 2025 budget is developed, we're going to take all of the high priority streets and make an individual CIP project page for each of those so that you can look and see if there's anything that you want to incorporate. We'll try and get some cost estimates on some of them and see if there's any projects that you want to incorporate utilizing the rankings that Three Rocks has provided.
Okay. And if we find any inconsistencies when we look through this, just shoot it your way.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And we'll get it taken care of. Or any questions about why something was ranked in a specific way or anything, we can either answer the question or we can work with Three Rocks if necessary to try to answer those questions for you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have public comment, and a reminder, please state your name and your address and the subject that you are addressing. First up is Susie Seelbach. Yeah, just speak loudly into the microphone there and move it down for you.
Can you make sure the microphone is green in front of you? Is the light green? Is it green? If you hit it again, does it turn green? Yeah, nice. Okay.
I'm here to discuss animal control. On Thursday, I posted on Facebook, Florence Facebook, that the procedures were to call Fremont County Sheriff's Department, and I gave the number. I don't get on that Facebook just to blab. I check my facts. I was given this information by a very, I thought, reliable source, and I verified the telephone number by calling this dispatch at the Sheriff's Department. Well, I took a lot of hate for being wrong. I don't tolerate that well at all. I got that information from sources that should have been correct. I gave that information to speed up that process, because by the time we don't know the number, we're on hold, we give the description, the dog is back in traffic. So the idea was to know who to call and know the number. I did it for my community. So my question is the obvious: who is animal control? What number do we call? What is the schedule? And if this person is off schedule, what's the procedure?
So we have a code enforcement officer, but we don't have a animal control. So what you can do is call dispatch, and our officers will respond. They still respond.
Well, dispatch is the number that I posted, which goes to the Fremont Sheriff's Office.
It's a combined dispatch, so the dispatch all the agencies in Fremont County. So then wherever you live, whatever, they're gonna dispatch it to that agency. So, but if you have like at Brookway, you have a Dolly Lodge, you call that dispatch number, and then they'll dispatch the corresponding.
Who comes? Because,
An officer.
well, an officer can't take a dog in his vehicle. I'm talking about perhaps a dog that's been violently abused. Then what?
So basically, so the officers can take the dog if we can get a hold of the dog for one, because the dogs run. So, but if the dog's injured or anything like that, we do call animal control from county. They will assist us.
At
and
any
maybe
time?
transport it. But yeah, but as far as a call itself for the city, we actually take it. And they respond on our request.
But the city cannot even take it to the shelter because it can't go in the car.
Yeah, you can take the dog to the shelter as well.
I've been told that they can't transport the dog in their vehicle.
Yeah, if we can get them, we usually transport, but we recommend the citizens take the dog to the Humane Society and then we come and fill out.
Well, if we can get it too, but I mean, I don't have all the experience and a microchip reader to find out if it's my neighbor's dog even.
Well, the Humane Society has it.
Yeah, they
So
have it,
we'll
but
take them
they're
there.
not there 24 hours a day either. So does someone meet us at the shelter if it's after hours?
Yes, an officer.
Because what do I do with the dog? I have my own dogs, but I'm not gonna let this dog suffer, that's for sure, whoever it is.
So if you transport the dog to the Humane Society, they'll dispatch an officer and we have a code to get into the shelter. And then we put them in the holding cells or whatever, the bins, and they have water and food. They do that prior to leaving. And then in the morning, they'll take care of it.
So just to be clear, I'm not posting again, that's your job, not mine anymore. Because I was given the wrong information and I don't like that
Okay.
at all.
Well,
So, you're saying call dispatch
Yes,
and whoever is on duty and is available,
they will dispatch. an
they will
officer.
come to that particular location. And they can take the dog to the shelter.
They
Is-
could.
Do I have that right?
Yes, they could, but don't, it depends on if there's calls backed up or anything like that, but we.
Oh, I understand,
recommend-
I understand
Yeah,
that.
so that's the factors. But you have every right to take the dog as well. But we take you either.
Well, I do understand what you're saying, but the citizens are kind of risking their safety by trying to pick up a dog
Okay,
at
well,
large
you don't have
too.
to, then call the police, and we'll come and do it.
yeah,
Okay,
okay, yep.
okay.
Okay, I think, if there's not a procedure out there, like a written procedure, something we could come up with. We'll-
That would be
Okay.
very, very helpful
Okay.
for it to come from
Thank you, Sue.
the council here.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
I appreciate your attention, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Kathy Young?
Kathy Young, 220 East 6, Florence. Yeah, I wanted to ask about whether you guys have heard anything from CDOT about closing down Pikes Peak?
Oh, about the tree removal on Pikes
Yeah,
Peak?
yeah.
Yep. I was gonna mention something during my mayor's report, but okay,
I can answer if you'd like, or you can wait.
okay, okay. Well, why don't you go ahead, okay.
So we had to go to a different contractor because the contractor that we initially had pulled out because of some personal reasons that were not related to any business they were doing with the city. So we have moved on to a different contractor, and we're hoping to sign that contract at the end of this week.
Okay, so you're not actually waiting on CDOT, you're just trying to get a...
We were initially waiting on CDOT, but the contractor that we initially had contracted with pulled out for personal reasons.
Got it.
Sue Nusser?
Hi, Sue Nusser, 516 Mystic Avenue in Canyon City, Colorado. And actually, I'm just here to answer questions. Cortland is going to be making a presentation for our fall event.
Sue's here to represent the merchants for the sidewalk sale item on the consent agenda. So, I mean, I know that we haven't gotten to that space yet, but if anybody had any questions, you know, Sue's available to take them.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Joan Elliott.
Well, I have an invitation to our first annual or inaugural Pound Sign Floco Fun Fest. It's going to be a So Long to Summer. It's on September 8th, which is this next Sunday, from 12 to 6. And our intention is to bring music back to the park. We have some great bands, West Rock and Normal Like Us, and wanted to invite you all. It's a family event. We have a kids' activity area that Head Start, the John C. Lincoln Library, and Boys and Girls Club are all involved in this kids' area. We have vendors, which are nonprofits, no charge. We have vendors that have products to sell. We have food trucks. So what we really worked very hard to do is a collaborative effort between Florence, Penrose, Canyon City. We will have wineries and brewery and a cidery there. And it's just going to be a very fun event on a Sunday afternoon. So, the most exciting thing that's going to happen is that there is one of our sponsors has a dunk tank, and we have Chief has generously going to participate. So, so I just love it if you'd all come out. We're going to have a great time, and don't act so innocent. I talk directly to you. Yes. But hope to see you all, and we're hoping that, we decided this last year not to do a second junk teak and kind of wanted to change it up a bit. So hopefully, we'll see you all there, and hopefully we have some people that attend.
Joan, the time, please.
It's 12 to 6. And thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Joe. And thank you, Chief.
We would love to have you participate, as well as Rudel and Matt and anybody on the council. And you can, know that would bring a lot of attention. We do have a nonprofit that we're supporting, and it's Kindred Kids, which provides support, not CASA, but it provides help in advocacy for kids. And so if you decided you wanted to participate, you'd be doing a great service. And it's not just for male, it's for everyone.
Okay. Pencil me in.
Okay.
That's too easy.
Yeah. Been one. Sue Kinsler.
Good evening, everyone. Sue Kinzer, 302 Wilson Avenue, here in Florence. I might be jumping the gun. I didn't realize that we were going to talk about roads. However, my concern is West 5th Street, leaving the school, the elementary school. And I would like to see it become a one-way. It's really a narrow street. It's not as wide as a street. It's as wide as an alley. And I'd like to see it become a one-way, just like it is in front of Triangle Park. So there's not room for 2 cars. You can't pass on it. And if anybody tries to park alongside of it for whatever reason, there's really not room for two vehicles there. So I have a big concern. I have a hidden driveway, and I have been nearly clipped from cars coming both directions on that street. So that's what I have to say. And apparently it's a night of Sues. There are 3 of us Sues up here tonight. And thanks, Chief. Thanks, Mayor Wolf. That's very kind of both of you.
All right, next up is our consent agenda. Item A, consider approving minutes as written for the regular city council meeting on August 19th, 2024. Item B, consider approving city expenditures prepared on August 22, 2024 in the amount of $104,978.73, and August 29th, 2024 in the amount of $44,091.47. Consider approving the annual liquor license renewal for Paradise Liquor. Consider approving the annual liquor license renewal for Edo Steak, our Japanese Steakhouse, Sushi, and Thai. E, consider approving sidewalk usage for the Florence Merchants Association. And F, consider authorizing the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement related to the School Resource Officer Program with Fremont RE2 School District. At this time, would any of the council members like to pull one of the consent agendas items? I'd like to consider pulling E, the sidewalk usage for Florence Merchants Association, so we can hear a little more about that. Any other? Do we have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through D and F?
I'll make the motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, C, D, and F, please.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. All right, consent item, consider approving sidewalk usage for the Florence Merchants Association.
Sure. Sue, if you want to come up and field some questions, thank you.
Could you just explain a little bit how it's going to work and keeping the sidewalks open at the same time?
Definitely. So yes, we do have, and Cortland was very generous and included our guidelines in the agenda tonight, along with a map showing merchants who have agreed to participate in the sidewalk sale, ones that we got a definite yes from. We are most definitely making everyone aware that they do need to allow that 3-foot walking space on the street side of the sidewalk to allow for handicapped people, regular people, people walking 2 or 3, 4 wide down the sidewalk. It's going to be on October 12th from 9 to 3. 8 a.m. will be set up in the morning, and then people can pull up in front of the store to set up their table and display items, but then we are asking all of them to be sure and leave so there's plenty of customer parking on the street. We have not asked for any street closures or anything like that. There won't be any food trucks or anything like that. We have prepared an event flyer, window flyer, as well as handouts for the merchants, the store owners, to put in their windows and to hand out to their customers before the fact. I'm not sure what else I can fill you in on.
Any other questions?
Are all the people participating, are they established businesses on Main Street?
Yes, sir. It's all store owners, their own vendors, consigners, dealers, whatever they call them, within the store, setting up in front of their own store. Nothing in front of vacant buildings, no outside vendors, just the store owners and their own vendors, consigners, dealers, whatever they might call it.
Very good.
Dan, did you have a question?
No.
Okay.
So the ones highlighted in yellow are the ones that are committed to yeses?
Yes.
What if some of the other businesses down there want to do the same? Is that, you guys aren't charging for it or anything? It's
We are
just-
not charging anything to the merchants, to the store owners or their vendors. There were a few that gave me maybes, not definite yeses or nos. We actually only got one no. The rest were yeses and a few maybes. And of course, we're more than willing to have them participate. That would be very encouraging. The busier that we can look, because we are hoping to draw people from out of town as well as local people to come out and purchase some of our items. So, uh-huh.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Could we have a motion to consider approving the sidewalk usage for the Florence Merchants Association? And we might want to say, we might want to put the date on there. On October 12th.
I'll make a motion. We approve the special sidewalk usage for the Florence Merchants Association Crazy Sidewalk Sale for October 12th,
Okay. Do we have a second?
2025.
2024.
2024.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd like to just thank the merchants and the chamber for the efforts they're putting in here at the end of the summer. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sue.
All right, item 6, new business. Item A, consider approving resolution number 2024. Approving the amendment of subdivision improvement agreement relating to infrastructure improvements for Willow Creek Estates and Willow Creek Estates filing number 2. City Planner.
Good evening. J&M Investments has requested a change to the construction phasing outlined in the current subdivision improvement agreement. The developer indicates that adjustments to the construction phasing are necessary for fire safety, cost effectiveness, and drainage management. Outside agencies were contacted along with the Florence Water and Public Works Department. Those entities did not have any issues. Fremont Sanitation did provide a will serve letter stating that they have adequate wastewater collection and treatment facilities, and that the change to the construction phasing would not be an issue. The Florence Fire Protection District is requiring the emergency ingress and egress of off Highway 67 to be completed in Phase 1, which the developer has agreed to. Section 15 of the current subdivision improvement agreement allows the amendment of the agreement with the written consent of the city council. The attached resolution constitutes the city's written consent. Does anybody have any questions pertaining to any of the information or attachments?
So this is basically just an order.
Yes. The first phasing would be like along Highway 67 just to the west, and then of course, and that's better situated for drainage, especially for the houses along Arrowhead behind those houses there.
Okay. And as this is new business, I should ask if there's any public comment after you're done before we ask any questions.
Yeah.
So is there any public comment? Come on up.
Mine was simply a question. Willow Creek, where is Willow Creek?
Willow Creek is south of town, just south of Arrowhead Drive.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. No further public comment. Any questions from City Council? Actually, where is the location of this emergency egress?
So if you look on, right after the resolution, Exhibit A, page 1, just to the north of the smaller lots, they're along Highway 67, right here.
Okay.
This would be the emergency access.
Okay, and that's also where that 40-foot easement is
Yes,
for...
that'll also be where this water snub is.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Any other questions? We have a motion to approve resolution number 10-2024.
I'll make a motion. The Florence City Council moves to approve resolution number 10-2024, a resolution approving the amendment of the subdivision improvement agreement relating to infrastructure improvements for the Willow Creek Estates and Willow Creek Estates filing number 2.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Motion passes. Okay. Item B, consider approving ordinance number 10-2024, an ordinance approving the rezoning of the south 57.2 feet of lots 17 and 18, Block 1, James A. McCandless addition to the town, now city, from CB, Central Business District, commercial to R2, low medium density residential. City planner.
The applicant's rezone request is for property located at 160 North Santa Fe Avenue. The rezone application and supplementary information provided by the applicant indicate that the property has been utilized as a residential unit for the past 3 years and will remain so. The building has historically been associated with the former Presbyterian Church located across the street, which is now a residence as well. The Planning Commission held a public hearing on August 15th, 2024, and voted unanimously in favor and recommended to City Council that the subject property be rezoned to R2 low medium density residential, finding that the property was not properly zoned when the existing zoning was imposed and that there had been a material change in the neighborhood which justifies the requested zone change. Is there any questions pertaining to any information or attachments?
At this point, is there any public comment? Okay, hearing none, any questions from council? Do we have a motion to approve ordinance number 10-2024?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 10-2024, an ordinance approving the rezoning of the south 57.2 feet of lot 17 and 18, block 1, James A. McCandless addition to the town, now city of Florence, from CB Central Business District commercial to R2 low medium density residential.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Item 7, council updates. City council reports. Brenda.
Yes, I attended the Orange Apple dedication down here, which used to be the dairy, where they are now going to be a tree orchard, and they're introducing the orange apple tree back into this area. And I toured the facility. They have a nice venue that they will be able to have weddings, receptions, funerals, different things at. If you have a chance to go down and visit, it's exciting. It's going to be really nice. The venue looks nice. It's totally different. Enjoyed that tour.
Okay. Tammy?
Yes, I also toured the new high school's building trades program. The Chamber of Commerce invited me, so I went with them. And they're looking at doing a partnership with them to build some of their structures. And also the other businesses that are there and the welding shop. It's really nice.
Okay, thank you. Gail?
Also to echo what Brenda said about the event center on South Fraser, I've had tours along the way as they were developing it. And yes, for next year there'll be a sunflower maze added that they're hoping to get the kids involved with also from the elementary. So the sunflower maze and then just the interaction where they are with the school children. They're excited to be a partner there with the elementary kids. And then Monday, the 9th, well, a week from today, I will be attending the Gold Belt Tour meeting in Cripple Creek. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. James?
So I attended the Department of Corrections Centennial Community Relations meeting a couple weeks ago. Basically talked about safety and how they really want to make sure that the communities that surround the prisons know that they're putting their best efforts forth to secure and make sure we are safe at all times. So it was a very good meeting, quite interesting when they start showing some of their tactics and that kind of stuff. So very interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Matt?
No report.
Okay. Rudel?
I have a couple of things. One, Pioneer Days looming. I talked with Joanne Moore. The park is full. We're now accepting some vendors in the park, even though we're full, mostly nonprofits. So got a great, and they say there's several bands signed up for the parades. Gonna have a lot of bands this year. That's great. The one thing I wanted to talk about for a little bit, we get up here and rattle off all these acronyms for things. There's one that has a big effect on everybody in Florence. I think every so often we need an update. That's the Fremont Economical Development Corporation. And that's a group of people that work within the county, not the city of Florence, not Canyon City, but the whole county, to try to bring new businesses and nurture businesses in. And just some stuff that's on the platter right now, and some of these directly affect Florence. One is called Project Del Sol, and they name these without the name of a company while they're working on them. And it's a solar panel component manufacturer. It wants to locate to Fremont County. They're looking for a 30,000 square foot building on 10 acres, and they will create, to start, they're going to have 50 jobs. And that's high paying 50 jobs. The other one is Project Vector. This involves our existing company out here in Penrose, Estes Industries. Estes Industries raised a lot of families around here over the years, and they're going through an expansion. They've contracted with the military, and they're going to be making products for the some service of the military, and they are going to be building on, even with all the building they have out there, they're going to have to build on, and it's going to be a significant business out there again. The Project Message is one that's not going too well. That's the Abbey property. The Abbey's closed. They're having a hard time sealing the deal on that. I think they've kind of called a timeout to see where they're at. But they've just really labored on that, trying to find some use for that property. The other one is Project Gable. I don't know if many of you have been out to the airport lately, but they claim that that industrial park is full out. They are out of space out there. But this one outfit owns some ground, and they don't make modular homes. They make pieces for stick-built homes. They make trusses and gables and rafter units and stuff like that. And they are going to more than double their size, and they're going to be looking for some more employees. There was some other stuff coming up. The one thing they brought up that affects everybody, and it's really a problem, is both of the big daycare centers in Fremont County have closed down within weeks. And there's been a real scramble for that, so they're going to try to come up with some way to fill that void. And then the other one I haven't heard of, but I haven't heard that it's not going, the drywall plant out here between here and Portland, it has been taken over, and they are remodeling that, and they are going to produce a combination tiny home, RV, and mobile home. You can use it for any three. And it's cutting edge. They're going to be made out of foam-filled aluminum panels. They're going to be cut out with robotic cutters. They're going to be all assembled with robotics. The only big hands-on labor will be the cabinet, the department where they make the wood cabinets. And they were talking about having product this fall. So that's going to be interesting to see. And they're planning on hiring a lot of people down there when that's up and running. So some of this stuff is going to have a direct effect on us. People can work out, be people shift work again out at Estes and down here at the drywall factory. So the other thing we've heard is they are also looking for a new industrial park. And the reason, the big holdup on the industrial park is water. So that might come into play here someday. So just thought I'd keep everybody up to date on some of those things.
Okay, thank you, Rudel. Mayor's report. Attended several of the coffee chats, and just talk with citizens about various issues, and try to either inform or get answers for them. I attended the USDA workshop that was held at the Emerging Campus. Talked about some grant opportunities for all the rural businesses and the tech starts and the ag starts that are going on in the area. And again, that's another entity within the city that is you know, some great opportunities there, and it's growing. Also talked with the school district and Emerging Campus about internships and trying to coordinate that for students. Regional water this last month was canceled. I also attended the open house of this new CTE building up at the high school. And CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. And as Tammy stated, it's got the wood shop, the welding shop, building trades, cabinet making, computer-aided drafting and design, and all the accounting and business programs that all fall under CTE. It's a state-of-the-art facility. It's as good as any community college CTE facility in the area. And I'm just hoping that you know, it continues to grow and that can feed into many of the businesses that Rudel was talking about that are coming to this area. And then as always, you know, I just continue to ride around and survey the city and talk to citizens and meet with the city staff on various subjects on a regular basis. City Manager.
While we're on that, can I mention one more thing? He said something about the USDA. That was a program that went to the Fremont Economical Development Corporation, and they got that grant. That grant was $10 million, and that's for Fremont County. And they have it to give out to qualifying entities that meet the parameters of that grant.
Thank you, Rudel. City Manager.
Yes, I wanted to talk a little more about the tree item and clarify that the contractor pullout occurred after the last council meeting and just after the contractor had received approval from CDOT. I bring this up because I wanted to point out to the council what a great job Sam did pivoting immediately when he was presented with a situation outside of his control. He had a viable solution in less than 2 hours to get a new contractor on this and start working with them. So thank you, Sam, for that. We're currently working on putting together a list for the second round to keep the project moving forward, but Sam did an excellent job with that. Council has received some information about scheduling a budget workshop. We're working with staff to figure out best times. That will include both CIP and goal setting. We'll just combine those into one workshop prior to putting them in to the agenda for the public hearing in October. I did want to expound on the PUC items that are on my city manager report. Been working with the city attorney and with Canyon and their city attorney on the collaboration on the intervention in the Black Hills rate case, but also met with a representative, the director of the PUC on their staff side, to discuss upcoming opportunities for public input. We are trying to come up with a date for them to come down here and either hold a town hall or a work session where they can discuss with the public how to provide their input to the rate case. And there are also going to be some public hearing opportunities in both Pueblo and in Canyon, and a virtual opportunity. Pueblo's will be in October, Canyon City will be in November, and then the virtual opportunity will be in December, and we will share those dates as soon as they are solidified. So plenty of opportunities for public input. At this time, no public input on our intervention case because they're looking for public input separately through the public input opportunities that they will describe and give. They're just looking for the city's actual intervention in the case that we're entering into with Canyon City. Lastly, thank you, Cortland. The new website is up and operational, and I'm happy to report after the last meeting when we talked about not being able to put fillable forms, now we can put fillable forms on the website. Cortland found a solution to that, so that's excellent news. One that we have up right now, in addition to Constant Contact, is the opening for Board of Zoning adjustments. Those applications are being taken through September 12th, and we'll do our new appointment process that was approved under Ordinance 5-2024. And finally, the pool feasibility study, we're working with the company that we've selected to try and get a date for them to come out so they can take a look at the facility, determine any structural or other issues, and we're hoping to get that done before we drain the pool for the season. So should be coming up shortly, we hope.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for city manager? You answered all of mine. Okay. Public Works, Sam? Okay. Chief? Okay. At this time, is anybody, is there necessary to hold an executive session of any sort? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All abstain. Motion passes. We are adjourned at 7:24.